This is Sarah, and I just want to take a moment to speak to you about this week's sponsor, Favor. Favor, Inc. is a statewide family-led nonprofit 501c3 organization that is committed to empowering families as advocates and partners in improving educational and health outcomes for our children. Favor is the Connecticut state organization of the Federation of Families for Children's Mental Health. Favor offers a single place for families with children who have medical, mental, emotional, and behavioral health challenges to find information, assistance, and training. To find out more about Favor, please go to favor-ct.org. We are grateful for our opportunity to work with Favor as a sponsor, and now on to the rest of the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Caregiver Chronicles. My name is Sarah, and today I'm here with my husband, Jeremy.
Hello.
And today we are recording our family update for October 2022, our Halloween episode.
Yay!
You're a nerd. Halloween, so first and foremost, I want to say Halloween is my absolute favorite holiday of the year.
It's a great one. Free candy. It's a weird fashion show for candy, but there's free candy.
It's free candy day. And our house is always decked out in Halloween decoration. Yes, always. There's Halloween decorations year round up in my house.
Well, there might be. She's pushing for it.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So, but we are always, every year for Halloween, we definitely go all out and deck our house out quite a bit. We have inflatables in the front yard and cute little projectors and all kinds of cute little Halloween decorations up and stuff like that. And it's just my favorite holiday. I love taking the kids trick-or-treating. We love having Halloween parties. All the things. There is some really fun stuff with Halloween, and there's some kind of controversies with it right now that I want to talk about. And I just want to jump into the controversies and stuff and clear some stuff up for people that maybe don't know, don't understand, or just don't quite get it. When you're celebrating Halloween and you're out trick-or-treating and, you have a kiddo who's neurodivergent or not neurodivergent or just any kid, they might not say trick-or-treat. They might not say thank you. They might be a little older than the other kids out there. All of that should be okay. Let's not be rude to kids who are trick-or-treating on Halloween. If they're teenagers and they're trick-or-treating, it's probably a good thing because they're not doing what I was doing when I was a teenager, which I'm not going to say, but it wasn't very good. Right?
I don't know what you did as a teenager. We didn't know each other then.
It wasn't good. I'd rather my teenager be trick-or-treating.
But yes, Halloween is meant to be fun. So let the kids have fun.
Exactly.
Again, trick-or-treating, if they're doing that, they're not doing other things, as she said.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing I want to talk about is, there's memes. There's so many memes on social media about Halloween and Halloween etiquette and things like that. And the fact of the matter is, if a kid can't say trick-or-treat, if a kid can't say thank you, if a kid's trying to go into your house, it could be because they're neurodivergent. It could be because they're scared. It could be because they're a kid. Be gracious when you're passing out candy. Be kind. Be respectful. Give the kids the candy.
And have fun.
Exactly. If a kid is not wearing a costume, don't deny them candy because they don't have a costume. Maybe they didn't like the feeling of the costume. Maybe their family couldn't afford a costume. I, for one, would never deny a kid without a costume candy. Would you?
No. Their costume can be school kid.
They, imagine being the family of the kid who doesn't get to go trick-or-treating because the kid can't afford a costume. That's pretty heart-wrenching. But also I want to talk a little bit about, there was two memes that I've seen on social media recently, and Jeremy recently did a TikTok on one of them. We'll get into that in a minute, but the first one is, there was one that I saw, I've seen a lot of people post this, and I found it kind of upsetting. It was kids going up to a house trick-or-treating, and a picture of kids at a trunk-or-treat, doing a trunk-or-treat. And it said, "I'm so glad I grew up doing this, the trick-or-treating, and not this, the trunk-or-treating." Now to unpack it all. Every kid, or almost every kid, does both still. You might not live in a neighborhood where you get a lot of trick-or-treaters. Not every neighborhood is safe for trick-or-treating. Not every neighborhood's good for trick-or-treating. That being said, why can't you take your kids to both?
I know a lot of people who do. Most do. It's not that big a deal one way or another. Have fun.
Exactly. We have one of those neighborhoods where we have tons of kids.
Yeah, but not everybody gets that.
Exactly. And we kind of love it. Like, I love Halloween in our neighborhood.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's just and let's end this like generational war of I did this and not that. No. Kids get to do a little more nowadays. It's awesome. It's free candy day. It's Halloween. It's fun. Let the kids enjoy it. Stop ruining fun with stupid memes. The other one is the blue buckets.
All right, let's go over all of our problems with this one. People keep saying that the blue buckets are just for autistic kids. No, that is wrong. That is what people want, but that is wrong. And it's wrong for several reasons. One, we fight all the time for our kids to be included. We don't want them treated differently. So why would we fight for a particular colored bucket just to label our kids a certain way so that they would be treated differently? That doesn't make any sense. Two, if a neurotypical kid wants a blue bucket, get them the blue bucket. Let them have fun. I don't know how many times I've said that in this 6 minutes that we've been recording, but this is supposed to be fun. Be fun for the adults, be fun for the kids. Especially for the kids because they're the ones going out trick-or-treating or trunk-or-treating, either one. The blue buckets they look cool. I'm not denying that. Let people who want a blue bucket have a blue bucket. But don't label kids and lump them all into one thing just because the color of a bucket, because quite as Sarah will explain, there's a TikTok out there that helps them identify somebody more vulnerable for predators, for crying out loud.
Yes. And the fact of the matter is, you might have a kid who's neurodivergent or on the spectrum who's out trick-or-treating with one of these blue buckets, and he might be with like a small group of friends or kind of on their own. They might be okay for the most part to be on their own, but this makes them more vulnerable to predators, having something that makes them stand out from other kids. Not a good idea. I really don't like the idea of a single thing. Those are our big Halloween tips, is basically don't ruin Halloween for other people. Don't be a jerk. Give the kids candy. Don't tell people what color bucket they can have if they're neurodivergent or not. And let's all have fun. We all know like the real like safety tips of like, check your kids' candy, make sure there's nothing in it, make sure nothing's open or unsafe. Don't go to houses without lights on. Just make sure you're in a safe neighborhood. Those kinds of stuff. Watch for cars. We're not going to tell you that because we know you know that. But, the stuff we want to really drill in, because there's just so much, like Halloween's kind of being politicized right now. And maybe not necessarily politicized, but it's just another thing that's being used to divide people, neurodivergent versus neurotypical, or one generation versus the kids nowadays, or whatever other thing it is that you can use to divide people. They're using Halloween just as like another tool for this, and I kind of hate it because it's just sucking the fun out of it. And if we're gonna use anything to divide us, it's our next topic.
Election day.
Yes.
It'll be coming up in 8 days on November 8th. The midterms are coming up. They're very important. 1/3 of the senators are up for Senate seats are up for election or re-election. Every single seat in the House of Representatives, several governors, plus local levels, mayors, town councils, city councils, school committees, town committees, all the committees, comptroller. There are governors in some places. I think I may have said that. But my point being, this is a very important election cycle because of how many seats are actually up. So please go vote. We would never tell you who to vote for. Make that decision yourself. But please go vote.
Yes. Research the candidates in your area. Research the candidates not just nationally, but in your area, in your city, in your state. in your town, in your district, in your section, wherever it is. Research your polling places. Look up, another really important thing for family caregivers is to look up laws in your state on absentee and early voting, because we all know for caregivers, leaving the house on any day can be a massive problem. It can be a massive hassle, and you might not be able to get there. You might not be able to get to the polling place. So it's so important for you to look up what your state, city, town, region has for early voting or absentee ballots. Also, the person you care for may or may not be able to vote, depending on basically their cognitive ability. If they're capable of making decisions for themselves in some capacity, they're probably able to vote. If they're not, then they're not. Figure out where they are. You as the caregiver know if they're competent to vote or not. And just because grandma's 90, if she still has all of her wits about her, she still has the right to vote. Just because your brother is in a wheelchair, if he can understand what's going on in the world and comprehend and communicate it, and he still has a right to vote. Make sure you're their advocate, even with elections. Make sure that your person that you care for, if they are of mental capacity and legal age, they should be able to vote. And I believe it's like national law that every United States citizen over the age of 18 who has not been convicted of a felony, who is registered, is eligible to vote. Some states will let you register almost up until election day, I believe. So please look up the laws, make sure you're registered. If the person you care for is able to, make sure that they're registered to vote, and go vote. We are not telling you who to vote for. We want you to research the candidates in your area and make that decision based on your beliefs in what you feel is best for you and your family. We will vote our way. I'll vote my way. Jeremy will vote his way. You vote your way. Now to Remy. Remy is actually doing really well. He had his cross-country championship this
past week,
yeah, which was really exciting. He did pretty well.
Yeah, he finished 123rd out of 184 kids, but I think we counted there were 14 schools at the regional championship. He loves to run. He was excited about getting to run in the regional championship. It was a lot of fun for him. It was a lot of fun for us. It was his first time on this particular course. He did amazingly well. He didn't give up. He ran the whole thing. Some kids were walking by the end of it. It's 2.5 miles that he finished in 19 minutes and 19 and a half minutes, I think. So it was very, very cool to see and very fun for him and us.
Yes, and I was super proud of him. He really did his best. He was really proud of where he finished and how he did. And he's just, I'm also kind of glad that it's over because I get 2 hours a day back. So the other thing that I want to talk about, or I guess I'll give you guys a little update on Joey right now. Joey he has leg braces now. He just got them this past week as well. It's a big week.
Yeah, he got them on Friday. Yeah.
Yes, and the leg braces they're cute. They're little pirate ones, but it is such a challenge to get him to put them on. Well, we have to put them on for him, but to get them on him and to keep them on him. And even when he first got them, he would only like crawl around the house with them on, which was cute and kind of funny all at the same time. We were laughing. We weren't laughing at him, and I want to just clarify this too. We were laughing as we were recording him reacting to the braces. We were not laughing at him. We were laughing at the situation because we knew we were up for like a really long road with getting him used to these. However, he is in since Friday, and we're recording on Sunday, and we got the braces on Friday, and he kept them on for 2.5 hours today.
Yes, we went to a friend's party. I put them on right before we left. He walked around, he played, he ran a little bit in them. It slowed him down, made him easier to catch. But, he did that. He kept them on. He didn't try to take them off. He rode home. When we got home, as soon as we got in the door, he immediately unzipped his new shoes that go around him to help him get grip and started taking them off. He was ready for them off, but, his doctor suggested, try to do 1 hour and then add an hour each day. If it doesn't work, try to add a half hour. We were trying for 3 hours. We got 2.5. Not complaining. I'm very happy with that.
Yes. And our goal is because we know that, so we don't wear shoes in the house. Not that that's relevant. But we don't wear shoes in the house. And to wear the braces, he has to wear shoes. Joey never wears shoes in the house. He's always taking them off. So I think that him wearing them out of the house, he'll be less apt to take them off because he understands the expectation is we're supposed to try to keep our shoes on. So fingers crossed this works. We're going to send him to school with them tomorrow. And we'll send his regular shoes too and see how it goes. But that's kind of the biggest thing that's going on with Joey right now. Otherwise, he's doing pretty well. He's pretty happy. We had a Halloween party yesterday, and he, loved it.
Yes, he loved it. He ran around. He played. He ate candy. Remy played with other kids. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. Joey actually played with other kids a little bit, too, as much as he could tolerate.
Especially in the leaf pile.
Yeah, he liked the leaf pile. He also really liked my aunt's boyfriend's son he's an adult, but he has Down syndrome. And in addition to that, there is a language barrier because he speaks mostly Portuguese and very little English. So he had this scary clown mask on. And Joey thought the clown mask was the cutest, funniest thing. And he went over and he hugged him. And it was just cute and just sweet and very innocent and sweet. And Joey was just so happy to see a clown in his kitchen, even though it was supposed to be a scary clown. But yeah, it was fun. And it just felt so good too to finally have a Halloween party again. It's been a couple years since we've been able to have one. Last year we were in quarantine for Halloween, and the year before we had to scale it back significantly because of COVID. So we literally had one other family here.
Yeah, so this time we had, how many people did we have? We were 20?
Yeah, it was 20 people this year, which is pretty good for us. And it was just a good time. There was just food and fun and music, and the kids played, the adults hung out, and I needed it.
Yeah, we both needed it.
It was something positive, and it was being surrounded by friends and family, and we needed it. So we've been going through a lot lately. There's a lot of stuff going on behind Caregiver Chronicles that not everyone sees. That it's been a little tough that we're not ready to talk about, but we will someday. But having people that care about us and that we care about here meant a lot to us.
Absolutely.
So that's that. Halloween is just my favorite holiday. So, and Jeremy, do you want to tell everyone what's going on with you?
Well, mostly working and, writing the articles, still writing for What's on Disney Plus, still writing for Phantom Sports Industries. I cover, the Patriots, the Red Sox, NASCAR. I've also written about Formula One, the Dallas Stars, the PC Friars. So if you like sports or if you like Disney, you can follow me on my personal things. I'm Jeremy Brown on Facebook. If you follow us on Caregiver Chronicles, you go to the post, you'll see who posted, and click my name and go there. I'm at Jeremy Brown 1985 on Twitter, and if you go to at Jeremy_A Brown on Instagram, I have my What's on Disney Plus author page in my bio. I still need to add my Phantom Sports one to that, so I'll make sure to take care of that soon. But that's pretty much a lot of writing. I'm having fun doing that. It's a stress reliever for me to write, so I'm really liking that. And hopefully I get to write about more things soon.
Yes, and it's a creative passion for him. Also follow him on LinkedIn. Did you share your LinkedIn?
My LinkedIn is Jeremy Brown.
Okay. He's the one with the Emmy. Um,
As far as I know, I'm the only one, but I haven't looked up every Jeremy Brown on LinkedIn.
it's a creative passion of his, and it's good for him. And I love that he's doing the writing. So definitely follow him if you're interested in more specifically the Red Sox or the Patriots, but also sports and Disney. Definitely give him a follow on his personal accounts. I share that on here because I know that family caregivers, most family caregivers are people. We're caregivers, but caregiving isn't our only interest. Like most of us are multi-dimensional human beings with more than one interest. I have yet to meet one person with just one interest.
Yeah. I don't think there's any singular person in the world who only has one interest.
Exactly. So, if you're a family caregiver and you love sports, or the person you take care of loves sports, and, you want a little bonding stuff, there's, you could read Jeremy's articles and share it with them, talk to them about it. Also Disney, most people like Disney.
Most people do.
Most people like Disney. Almost everyone likes Disney. And even me, I have multiple interests and multiple passions. I'm passionate about caregiving and being a family caregiver, but it's not the only thing I'm passionate about.
Yes, she's very passionate about Reiki.
I am. Most of you who've been listening, especially if you listen to the family updates, you've heard me talk about my Reiki journey and starting to get, my Reiki 1, my Reiki 2, my Reiki 3 with Asui Reiki. You heard me discuss having the Karuna Ki Reiki attunements and studying that for a while. As I continue on my Reiki journey, it's something that I've been really wanting to do, especially being, a caregiver, someone who always tries to help people, make people feel better. Just a natural helper, natural healer type person. I kind of started a Facebook page and an Instagram page, getting awareness out about my Reiki and wanting to launch a Reiki business. It's just something that I've been passionate about for a long time. It's something I always wanted to learn. I finally learned it. Learning it, doing it, so passionate about it. And another thing, in addition to that, and you can follow me on both Instagram and Facebook, it's called Heartfelt Visions Reiki. And I am on both Instagram and Facebook as Heartfelt Visions Reiki. So you should find me on there. But in addition to Reiki, I do, and this is something that I've done for years. This is not really new. I read tarot cards. My grandmother used to read a deck of playing cards, and I don't know, I was about 15, and that got me into reading tarot cards, and she could tell you everything. She could look at the deck of playing cards. She couldn't read, but she could look at a deck of playing cards and tell you everything about yourself, everything that was going to happen, everything that was going on around you. It was just amazing, her gift with that. And, I would read the tarot cards and she would tell me I had a gift because I could read the pictures, where she could read just the numbers. Her and I we're different, but in a lot of ways, a lot alike. So that's just something that I do, something I'm passionate about. So if you like Reiki, or if you want to learn more about it, you're interested, follow me again on Heartfelt Visions. Also, if you are interested or like tarot card readings, follow me on Heartfelt Visions, because I do almost daily readings on there. I do want to say that if you don't believe in Reiki, you don't believe in tarot readings, or you don't like them, no hate, no shade, because I would never come at you and tell you I don't like something you do or believe in. I would just live and let live. So I hope that you honor and give me the same respect. That's just another thing. So, and then Caregiver Chronicles actually has a lot going on too behind the scenes.
Yes, we won the Caring Award for Best Podcast. We're actually going to be honored in a virtual ceremony tomorrow night. It's presented by the Caregiving Years Training Academy.
Yes, and I am super excited about this because I know I've said before, Caregiver Chronicles is like my third baby. This is something that I have... I know it sounds so weird to say that, but it really is. This is something that I have put so much love and time in nurturing into, and it started as like an idea, and it just grew into this thing that it is, and it's a big thing. And I'm pretty sure we were up against some pretty impressive podcasts, and the fact that we won is a huge deal to me. Just the fact that we we nominated ourselves for the award. This is the first award I think we've ever nominated ourselves for.
Yeah, it's the first award we've ever submitted. We didn't nominate ourselves. We submitted for a possible nomination. With that, we submitted for it. We were nominated and won, and so we're batting 1,000. So that's really cool. Kind of like the Emmy thing. It's the first time I've ever submitted. First time I was nominated. First time I won. So having a good year when it comes to awards, but
everything else has been trashed, though. I'm just kidding.
It's been a very rough year in a lot of areas, though.
It has. But it just meant so much to me to get this. And I honestly did not think that I was going to get it. I really did not think Caregiver Chronicles was going to win. But we did, and I'm so excited. It means so much. And it's not just the award that means so much. It's not just that. It's every listener. It's every time someone says, "Oh, I listened to this episode." It means so much to me. This is again one of my passions, is sharing my story and helping family caregivers with their journey, no matter what role of family caregiving they're at or what role of caregiver they're at. Because you don't even have to be a family caregiver to enjoy Caregiver Chronicles. You could just be a healthcare worker. And enjoy. You could be a mom, and yes, moms are caregivers. You could be a teacher. Teachers are caregivers. And enjoy it. And it just means so much to me. And I'm so grateful for every listener, every guest, every recognition, our network, and just everybody. I really, truly am. And I just mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. And we actually have a really exciting episode coming up next week that I want to talk about. And Annie McDonald from Joy Alchemy Acupuncture is coming on, and she's talking about grief. She is a grief coach, and we have a pretty interesting and intense discussion about grief and different types of grief and layers of grief, and it's just really interesting. So that's coming up next week. But this month for guests, we've had some incredible guests, huh?
Yes, we've had Spencer Bishens from about disability claims and what you need to know from that. We had Patty LaFleur, care partner Patty, about her journey as for a caregiver for her mother, and how she's still and her father, and how she's still reaching out for all that. We had was it Lauren? I forgot her name.
Lauren Feinveld, the energy healer. So she came on to talk about emotional freedom technique tapping, and I think that this is a really good episode for you to listen to if you're a family caregiver, because learning this technique, it's a very calming technique, and it's a really good calm down stress relief technique. We also talk about surrogate tapping, so how maybe your child is freaking out, or maybe your mom is just agitated and pacing. You can do some surrogate tapping, and you can tap kind of to calm yourself down more, but it could help calm them down too. And it's a really great technique. It's actually something that I've been inspired to take some classes on and learn more about. Just because I think that any technique that is calming and relaxing and good for you is good for everybody to know. So, and she does go over a tapping session in that episode, so it's just something that you could think about. Definitely check it out, because if you're stressed or overwhelmed, this is a great technique for you. And I want to talk about Patty again really quick. She is such a breath of fresh air. The other guests this month, while they're all wonderful, were a little more... They just weren't as lighthearted as Patty. Patty just is a very lighthearted, breath of fresh air, just fun young person. And that interview was just... there was sadness to it, but there was just this lightness to her. And I just really enjoyed interviewing her. Dr. Edward Smink, his interview was really great too. He was a caregiver for a long time and experienced burnout and talked about it and talked about his journey in hospice and, being a chaplain, and he was just a great guest as well. So we've had some amazing guests this past month. We have some incredible guests coming up. I'm so excited about the people I've pre-interviewed and interviewed for Caregiver Chronicles for this month coming up and the months coming. I'm so excited what we have lined up. And yeah, I just stay tuned because things are just getting bigger. With that, we'll wrap up this week's episode of Caregiver Chronicles. We are very grateful for all of our listeners, and we just want to thank you all for listening and being part of this journey with us.
Yes, and if you want to follow us on social media, we're on Facebook, Caregiver Chronicles. We're on Twitter at CaregiverChron1. We are on Instagram, Caregiver Chronicles 2, and we now have a TikTok. We're on there at Caregiver Chronicles 2 as well. And we are also, if you would feel like donating, do not feel obligated, but if you feel like donating, we are on both Buy Me a Coffee and Ko-Fi.
Yes, and the links will be in the show notes for those if you'd like to donate to our show. But it's so much bigger to us that you leave us a rating, a review, a like, a thumbs up, a heart. Whatever platform you listen to us on, if it gives you an option to give us a star rating, please do so. Or a thumbs up, or a like, or a heart, please do so. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all of our social media accounts. Also, another really big thing, if you want to support us, share a show with a friend or a couple friends. Anybody you know who's some type of caregiver, teacher, parent, healthcare worker, whoever. Share an episode or our show with a friend. That means more to us than any donation. While we'd be grateful for donations, sharing us with a friend just means more. Your word, your friends and family. If you reach out to someone and say, oh my God, you need to check this out, this is so great, and what we're putting out there helps them, that means more to us than anything else. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our show, and leave us a rating and a review, because that helps us tremendously.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.